Welcome back to a new episode in my series RedAux Reviews, where me and sometimes the kids create brief 5-minute only reviews of the games we've been playing. You'll be hearing us give our thoughts on new games and retro games, and you'll hear our pros and cons from different points of view, plus a quick spoiler-free summary. Today, we're reviewing Demon's Crest for the Super Nintendo. Demon's Crest is a side-scrolling platformer for the Super Nintendo and the Super Famicom, developed by Capcom and released in 1994. The story follows Firebrand, the gargoyle from Gargoyle's Quest and Gargoyle's Quest 2, and yes, this is an extension of the Ghosts and Goblins series as well. The story of Demon's Crest is a quest for 6 magical crests, which look kind of like gemstones, and they represent different various elemental powers. The antagonist is named Flanks and has begun to use the crest to become the ultimate ruler of the demon realm, and Firebrand must stop him. There are several characters in the story itself for who Flanks are represented as repeated bosses. But even if you don't really absorb any of the story, no problem, because this game is still super awesome. Possibly one of the best designed action platformers of its time, Demon's Crest's gameplay and mechanics are as well designed as the Mega Man X series. Unlike many SNES platformers with sprites which feel a little too large and controls that feel quite a bit slippery, the controls are very tight and maneuverable in Demon's Crest. A few quality of life upgrades from the Gargoyle's Quest 2 series were applied to this game, such as infinite flight for Firebrand, as well as the use of many different gargoyle forms to acquire throughout the various crests, and the game itself is full of puzzles, platforming, and challenges which slowly unfold across your journey. Personally, I like games where you have a more limited world to explore, but it's packed full of interesting stuff like secrets, collectible treasures, and so on. And Demon's Crest delivers just that. Although there are only 6 stages, 1 small town, and a handful of small houses and shops to visit and locate throughout the game, I found each of these stages to be engaging with colorful level designs, amazing neo-baroque music styles, and clever mechanics which require me to search them very thoroughly and use many different gargoyle forms to find all the secrets. Lastly, let's talk about my least favorite part of the game, the minigame. To 100% this game, you have to beat a notorious headbutt game, spoiler alert, which I found ridiculously challenging. Pretty sure I spent longer on the headbutts than the final boss. It will leave you questioning your life choices. The challenge with the minigame is really twofold. You have to headbutt and execute that move very precisely, and the aim is very difficult. Therefore, I spent quite a while just working on practicing the technique to execute the headbutt and to get through the minigame areas. Demon's Crest has multiple endings, including secret extra things, which I won't be spoiling here in this review, and I encourage you to see how far you can play this one, and maybe if you like it as much as I did, go for those extra endings. This game gets ridiculous in its end game difficulty, but it's also pretty ridiculously fun. Using the password system helps you save your progress, and I think with a little practice and seeing more of the extra stuff becomes a lot more manageable. One drawback about the game itself right now is that it's very expensive on the collector's market for Super Nintendo. However, if you have access to the Nintendo Switch Online collection, Demon's Crest is now available to play there. So I highly recommend checking this one out, as Demon's Crest is now in my top 3 favorite Super Nintendo platformer games. After finishing Demon's Crest, I asked myself, was there really any downsides to playing this game? For me, not really. As someone who grew up with the Super Nintendo as a staple of my childhood gaming, it's rare and delightful for me to find a game I missed out on that's as good as this. And honestly, I'm not sure how this one slipped by me. I've never even heard of it until recently. I mean, look at it. It's got beautiful Mode 7 graphics, fantastical musical score, tight controls, tricky platforming, and even a forgiving password system. Psh, sign me up. If you're checking out the Nintendo Switch Online or hunting up your local retro store for something new, albeit expensive, make sure to give this one a spin. Demon's Crest is truly one of Capcom's best games from this era, even with the headbutts. Thank you for watching RedAux Reviews. I'm looking forward to continuing this series with more reviews. If you have a suggestion for a game you'd like me or the kids to review, please post it to the comment section. Check out our live stream on Twitch for family-friendly gaming content, both modern and retro, and thank you for stopping by.